The Scripps Howard Foundation is proud to honor excellence in in-depth radio reporting. Winner of the Jack R. Howard Award, Laura Sullivan and Stephen Drummond of NPR.
More than 500,000 inmates are sitting in U.S. jails right now, not necessarily because they're dangerous, not because a judge thinks they are flight risks, not even because they're guilty. They haven't even been tried yet. They're sitting in jail for a basic financial reason. They can't make bail, sometimes as little as $50. Some will wait behind bars for as long as a year before their cases make it to court.
With these words, NPR launched a 3-part series, Behind the Bail Bond System. This year alone, housing these inmates will cost taxpayers $9 billion. Reporter Laura Sullivan visited jails in Broward County, Florida, Lubbock, Texas, and New York City to tell the stories of inmates whose experiences are common among an astounding 2/3 of those behind bars nationwide. With editor Steve Drummond, she exposed deep inequities in a system that treats rich and poor defendants differently, and how the bail industry is vigorously blocking pre-trial release programs that would be more financially attainable for most of the jail population.
The bail bond makes money for guaranteeing that you're going to show up, but when you don't show up, they use taxpayer dollars to make sure you do show up.
Outraged listeners offered money to help the inmates identified in the series make bail. Florida lawmakers thwarted efforts by the bonding industry to shut down the state's pretrial release program. And policymakers from local governments to members of Congress say they understand the commonly misunderstood system a whole lot better.
This was intrepid reporting.
It certainly was a story that I had never seen anywhere before, but it was really an issue that everybody ought to be concerned about.
Presenting the Jack R. Howard Award for Radio and $10,000 to NPR is Pamela Howard. Accepting is Laura Sullivan.
It's such an honor to be here tonight, and I think a lot of the reason that I'm even here is because I have such an amazing editor, Steve, and also because I work for such a terrific news organization that NPR has been for so long. But there's another reason that I'm actually here tonight, and it's largely in part to my aunt, Nita, who owns a candy company here in Cincinnati. And I know that sounds like she bribed the judges, but it was a little bit different than that. These stories take a lot of time, and they are very expensive. And you really have to convince top editors that it's worth it and to invest in the story. And especially in a story like this, which was, bail bonding, and it was going to, for the radio. And I mean, I might as well have been pitching, or asking for 20 minutes of airtime to read the phone book at this point. And I was really struggling with this when I came to my family reunion here in Cincinnati. And my aunt sent me home with this enormous box of Mike and Ike candy, which turned out to be the favorite candy of 2 top editors at NPR. And so they started coming by my desk like twice a day, and I started just selling them on this story. And at one point, halfway through the story, we realized that we were going to need several more months because we wanted to follow the inmates through the jail process. And so I called my aunt and I said, "Quick, send more candy." And so she did, and literally 5 pounds of Mike and Ike's later, this story made it to the air. And and here we are. So, I just want to say a tremendous thank you to the Scripps Howard Foundation and to NPR's listeners and donors who make all of this possible, and especially to my mom and my 4 aunts who are all here tonight, all native Cincinnatians, and especially my Aunt Nita for all their love and support.